Okay, finally! It's been like half an hour and we finally have ourselves the details of Vladimir Tarasenko getting traded from the St. Louis Blues to the New York Rangers. Now, the thing with this trade is that because Vladimir Tarasenko has a no move, it was tweeted out by Jeremy Rutherford that this is going to take a while. Like, we know he's going there from St. Louis to New York. Frank Saravelli tweeted out like over half an hour ago, but it took a very long time for all the details to get publicized in the media. Well, we have ourselves the press release the Rangers president and GM Chris Drury announced today. The team has acquired forward Vladimir Tarasenko and defenseman Niko Mikkola in exchange for a conditional first-round pick in the 2023 draft, a conditional fourth in 2024, Sammy Blais, and Hunter Skinner. That's it. That is it. That is all it. But that's not all from the Rangers, because they did send defenseman Libor Hajek down on waivers as a result of the pickup of Niko Mikkola. Now, the thing is, with this trade, I'm just going to go out there and say it. New York, you guys did well. Drury, man. Holy crap. Not only did you acquire the top goal scorer free agent to be on here. And I'm saying that with Patrick Kane in mind because, Tarasenko versus Kane, when it comes to just pure goal scoring, I'd rather have Tarasenko. Kane is good at like everything else, but I do think that Tarasenko's goal scoring edges out Kane by just a tad. And you get rid of Sammy Blais in the process. Nice. You lose out on Hajek in the process because you had to send him down on waivers. Very nice. And you get a really solid third pairing guy in Niko Mikkola that can legitimately add some significant value to your bottom pairing. Extremely nice. All for the price of Blais, a first, a fourth, and Hunter Skinner. Now, I saw a lot of people going out there and saying, wait a minute, that's it? The trade return doesn't include Vitaly Kravtsov? The Blues are not going after another Russian guy? No, they're not. Let's go over each of the profiles of the players involved here, just so we can get a good feel as to how this trade shapes up. Vladimir Tarasenko, 31 years old, 6 feet, 225, left-handed guy, signed till the end of this season, making 7.75 AAV. He's got 29 points in 38 games played this year and 10 goals. Unfortunately, that goal-scoring touch of his has kind of gone away for this season alone. He's on pace for 53 points in 69 games played and 18 total goals, but last year he did have 34. You also have Niko Mikkola, who is a very solid, defensively responsible, big physical third-pairing defenseman. You probably shouldn't expect too much out of Mikkola, but as a player who could play some solid bottom pair minutes, do his physical job as much as he can, this is a more than okay option, and a solid competitor too. You're not going to get any points out of Mikkola, but what you are getting is a very strong, defensively minded bottom pair guy. Meanwhile, you go over to the draft picks. Of course, conditional first, conditional fourth, it's whatever. We know that the Blues had been expecting at the very least a first, so it's nice to see them getting the extra pick in there. There are some conditions on that. We'll read that as the video goes on. But Sammy Blais going back over to the St. Louis Blues, it's going to be cool seeing him and Pavel Buchnevich playing together, but yeah, I mean, a lot of Rangers fans, based off of what I'm seeing, are happy to see Blais gone. I'm not really going to go out there and make too harsh of a judgment on the guy, but I will say that he was traded away for Buchnevich in the first place, so yeah, you could debate whether or not getting Blais back for St. Louis is a good thing or a bad thing, but he's got 5 points in 40 NHL games this year. He's on pace for 9. His career high was 15 points in 36 games played with the Blues back in 2021, and he hasn't really had a great productive season ever since then. So hopefully the Blues could reignite some sort of an offensive touch in this player. I'm not going to go out there and guarantee that's going to be a thing, but at the end of the day, he is going back over to St. Louis, and he is pretty young. I mean, 26 years old is not the end of the world, and of course $1.5 million a year till the end of the season. It's sort of a rental in and of itself. Hunter Skinner, though, is the prospect coming back here. 21 years old, right-handed defenseman prospect playing out of the Hartford Wolfpack. He had 8 points in 22 ECHL games this season, but had recently been recalled to the AHL where he had 2 points in 8 games instead. Skinner was a very good defensive prospect in the USHL and OHL systems back in the day, drafted in the 4th round in 2019. He was a guy that had a pretty decent amount of skill, but not too high of an offensive ceiling, as his point production was never really rivaling the higher rates of guys around him in the NHL draft world. Aside from that, though, Dobber Prospect says that Hunter Skinner is indeed a mobile defenseman who does have some offensive flair, so we'll see if he's able to translate that into St. Louis and their systems. But either way, this is it. Vladimir Tarasenko goes with Niko Mikkola for a conditional first, a conditional fourth, Sammy Blais, and Hunter Skinner. Now, I'm no mathematician, but if I wanted to weigh out all of the options and try to determine who is the winner, I'm going to go out there and say that this is New York getting themselves a really, really great guy. 50% salary retained too, as per Frank Saravalli, and the conditions on the pick. The first is going to be the latest of the 2 first-round picks the Rangers have, either their own or Dallas. Blues will get the later of the 2. The 2024 4th-round pick the Rangers are sending to the Blues becomes a 3rd-rounder if the Rangers make the playoffs this year. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about this huge trade. For Vlad, I'm seeing a lot of Blues fans who are happy about this. At the very least, you got yourselves that defensive prospect in Skinner and a first. And you do get the roster player in Sammy Blais to fill out that spot in your lineup, as the Blues will continue to sell. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.